Good evening. Thank you for coming to join our graduation ceremony for the class of 2020. Before we begin tonight's ceremony, I would like to take a few moments to ask for your cooperation in helping with making this graduation ceremony a success. Each graduate's guests are asked to remain in their seats throughout the ceremony. This will allow for all families to be able to be seated while ensuring social distancing. There are ropes for areas that are not to be used in order to ensure spacing. We ask that you use every other row of the bleachers. We ask that all guests remain in their seats throughout the ceremony. This will be a graduation like no other in our history, and we want to make sure it honors our graduates as they deserve. Again, I want to thank you for your cooperation. As the students walk in, they will be wearing different colored cords and stoles. The colors signify the different clubs or organizations and are listed on the back of the program. And now I ask that you please rise as we begin our program and remain standing until all graduates have made it to their seats. may be seated. On behalf of the Clearwater Board of Education, administration, faculty, and staff, and especially our graduates, I'd like to welcome you to the 2020 Clearwater High School Commencement Ceremony. Allow me to introduce the individuals sharing the stage with me this evening. Ms. Deborah Hand, Superintendent of Schools. Mr. James Seal, President of the Board of Education. And guest speaker, Mr. Michael Keller. Ms. Hand will be reading names while Mr. Seal will be handing out diplomas. I'd also like to recognize Mr. Chuck McFadden and Ms. Angie Sturts for all of their work in assisting these seniors. In addition, we'd like to thank Aaron Whitmer and Ryan Huff for videoing live tonight, Mary Bangert for all the technical assistance and reflection video, the custodial and maintenance staff for setting up the gym, the secretaries in the front office for the checkout process, and the counselor's office, Shelley Burns and Donna D'Amico, for ensuring these students to graduate. At this time, we will recognize the following seniors for outstanding academic service and citizenship accomplishments. Please stand as I read the group to be recognized. Senior class officers and student council officers. Students receiving cum laude 3.5 through 3.79 GPA. Magna cum laude 3.8 through 3.99 GPA. Summa cum laude 4.0 GPA. Those receiving an A+ scholarship. At this time, we would like to recognize this year's salutatorian and valedictorians. Please come to the stage when your name is called at this time. Salutatorian Gage Michael Keller. His parents are Michael and Melissa Keller. His activities and achievements during high school have been National Honor Society, Beta Club, FBLA, FCCLA, History Club, Black River Cleanup, Student Council Class Rep, Honor Roll each quarter, FCA, Pro Start, Band, State Contest, Basketball, Baseball. Gage plans on attending Central Missouri State University and pursue a degree in Aviation and Flight Science. Valedictorian Caitlin Taylor Alcorn. Her parents are Carrie and Jonathan Lutz and Ronnie Alcorn. Her activities and achievements during high school have been volleyball, basketball, National Honor Society, Beta Club, FCCLA, FBLA, Drama Club, History Club, Interact, Science Club, Student Council, Class Vice President. Caitlin plans to attend Truman State University to pursue a BA in biology with a minor in psychology. Her goal is to attend medical school to pursue a degree as an orthopedic surgeon. Morgan Diana Kreitz. Her parents are Jessica Starks and Chris Kreitz. Her activities and achievements during high school have been Science Club, Drama Club, National Honor Society, Beta Club, FBLA, A+ student, Clearwater Closet, school plays, golf, book club. Morgan plans to attend Southeast Missouri State University and earn a degree in social work. She hopes to work for the Veterans Affairs. Valedictorian Elijah Steele Fleming. His parents are Michael and Judy Fleming. His activities and achievements during high school have been Beta, National Honor Society, class reporter, class treasurer, history club, drama club, FBLA, cross country, FCA, FCCLA, and Elijah plans to attend Mizzou and major in biochemistry. Valedictorian Elizabeth Flavia Gronsky. Her parents are Jim and Julie Gronsky. Her activities and achievements during high school have been Student Council, Beta, FCCLA, National Honor Society, Volleyball, Interact, History Club, Drama Club, Pep Club, Pharmacy Technician, Pro Start. She plans to attend the University of Washington in Seattle and study mathematics. Valedictorian Alexis Ann Jordan. Her mother is Sarah Joy. Her activities and achievements during high school have been volleyball, FCA, Pro Start, History Club, National Honor Society, Interact, Student Council, Beta Club, FBLA, FCCLA. She plans to attend Missouri State University to complete a BS in nursing. Her goal is to further her education with a master's and doctorate degrees. Valedictorian J.C. Aaron Kaiser. Her parents are John and Pam Kaiser. Her activities and achievements during high school have been Beta Club, Rotary Youth Leadership, Interact, Softball, Honor Roll, Mobile Food Pantry, Sharing the Blessing Thanksgiving Dinner, Hugh O'Brien Youth Leadership Conference, Black River Electric Co-op Conference and Leadership Experience, and FCCLA. JC plans to attend the University of Missouri-Columbia and major in communication before attending law school. Perla Nicole Mendiola. Her parents are Diana and Pingo Mendiola. Her activities and achievements during high school has been Tryon, band, class secretary, volleyball, worked the voting polls, volunteer work for Piedmont Chamber of Commerce, volunteer at Piedmont Head Start, Academic Excellence Award, National Society of High School Scholars, Science Club, History Club, Beta, Interact, National Honor Society, and FBLA. Perla plans to attend Three Rivers. She will then transfer to St. Louis University and major in mathematics or anatomy. Valedictorian Cheyenne Nicole Peck. Her activities and achievements during high school have been Art Club, Beta Club, National Honor Society, Guidance Advisory Students, Super Mileage Team, Technical Education Association of Missouri. Cheyenne plans to attend Missouri University of Science and Technology at Rolla to pursue a bachelor's degree in architect. Valedictorian Rachel Ida Rowald. Her parents are David and Dawn Rowald. Her activities and achievements during high school have been Beta Club, History Club and Skit, FBLA, Band, Interact, FCA, Volleyball, Basketball, Softball, and Golf. Rachel plans to attend the Arkansas State University in Jonesboro, Arkansas to major in psychology and biology. She plans to become an occupational therapist.
would like to ask Perla Mendiola to the stage. This year, our district submitted a plan and was approved by the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education to be able to award qualifying students with the Missouri Seal of Biliteracy. The Missouri Seal of Biliteracy promotes active participation in a global society and economy by incentivizing, recognizing, and celebrating the acquisition of biliteracy skills and social cultural awareness. It is an honor to recognize the first Clearwater R1 student to receive the Missouri Seal of Biliteracy, Ms. Perla Mendiola.
Our guest speaker tonight was chosen by the senior class of 2020. Please welcome Mr. Michael Keller.
Good evening, and thank you. Well, you're finally here. Let me be one of the first ones to congratulate you on your accomplishments, and one of those being graduation tonight. I've tried to come to a conclusion as to why you've selected me as the guest speaker for your graduation ceremony. However, I have the unique distinction of being your former principal and a father of one of the graduates this evening. I had the honor of graduating you from the 8th grade, and remember telling you how fast those 4 high school years would go. I'm very honored for the privilege and the opportunity to do so. My only fear is I will not be able to do this without tears. However, this is a time of celebration and happiness for all of us. I am sure that you have been longing for this day, like most of us. Someone just recently reminded me of a statement in the form of a question that I made periodically throughout your progress through school. That statement was semi-sarcastic in tone and generally made when something silly just took place. Will we ever get them graduated? Little did we know that this would become a very real question. While digging for inspiration in writing this speech, I looked back at previous yearbooks from 2007 to last year's. I was amazed at all the little things brought back such vivid memories. I'll do just a few. I'll go through elementary, middle school, and then high school. In elementary, you lived a life of carefree happiness. Your play was your work. You performed the piggy opera. Remember the cute little noses you had? Olympics, grandparents' days, Halloween parades, field day, field trips, special assemblies about science and yo-yos, Santa's workshop, Christmas concert, Boy Scouts that would perform the Pinewood Derbies and have races, Girl Scouts selling cookies, Chapman Park, Little League games, parents coaching traveling sports, fall soccer, and academic bowl. In middle school, you felt a sense of freedom, but you did not recognize that it came with a hint of responsibility. Changing classes, having your own locker that you wanted to decorate inside and out, knowing full well that the permanent stickers, industrial strength glue, and the duct tape that you were using was never going to come off. It's still there today. Standing at your locker and talking with your friends and ending up being late to class, which resulted in, of course, the dreaded lunch detention. Speaking of lunch, who could forget free seating Fridays at lunch? If certain teachers had it, you didn't get it very often. If Fridays were not already fun enough, we had fun Fridays where your work was complete for the week. You could go outside or play dodgeball in the gym for an extra 50 minutes. Freedom between classes to use the restroom. The girls always go together, talk and giggle more than anyone who has ever attended a comedy club. I always asked them, "What's so funny?" And it was always the same joke. Simultaneously, they look at each other and say, "Nothing," and walk away. The boys at this age changed the restroom into the WWE wrestling arena. Certain fish named boys and the posse who will remain anonymous know exactly what I'm talking about. Right, Trenton, Trevor? Anonymous. First time playing sports for your school, which meant that this team was a form of representation of our school and community. In basketball, volleyball, and of course, the 8th grade baseball, first Black River League baseball champs your 7th grade year. I will say that year, your 7th grade coach was really awesome. Also, a big shout out to the assistant coach, Mr. Sheets, for the follow-up win your championship year on your 8th grade. Running for student council, whether it was homeroom representative or president, first official school dance with the coolest DJ, not to be upstaged by the ones that happen on a daily basis in Miss Shear's class. Son, you know what I'm talking about. Passionate, respectful, and heartfelt Veterans Day assemblies, academic and athletic banquets, MAP rewards incentives, and beta conventions with Miss Roach. These were the good days of middle school. Looking at high school, you had freshman science fair projects, class clubs, and organizations to join, which economically drained your parents. Sometimes I questioned, was that a real club, or is my kid just trying to milk me for a few more dollars? Choir and band competitions at Three Rivers, permit drivers scaring their parents to death and making us feel old. Having your first real job, art shows, tie-dye, and proms will never be the same. But they will be awesome because Miss V is around. V squared for life. Social studies. Mr. McFadden always loved to study current events and made sure that his students had diversified learning experiences so they could answer this future trivia question, such as this one. Graduates, help me out. Who were the NFL champions in 2020? Oh, now, if you just said the Kansas City Chiefs, that's incorrect. Because according to Mr. McFadden, the correct answer is the Kansas City Chiefs, baby. FCCLA, FBLA, and ProStar competitions, student faith-led groups, overnight beta trips to Springfield, Missouri, where Mr. Moss and myself always got the best sleep in the hallways of hotels. Love that. You might have been slightly jaded by not being able to finish the academic or athletic year. However, you will also hold the most skipped, forgiven days of any senior class before you or possibly in the future. Let me note, though, while my superiors share the stage with me, that this is not a challenge for other classes. All right, on to the meat and potatoes. My speech is about change. Your graduation tonight is a celebration of growth and change over time. You have changed from a child that entered the door in grade school to the young men and women that sit before us today. Change affects us all, every single day, at every single stage of our lives. Change is not something that we embrace very well. We meet it with anxiety and fear of the unknown, which then in turn manipulates our ideas and thoughts about what life will be like for us in the future. Our human nature tends to take us to the worst possible scenarios, like Armageddon. Change can sometimes be bad and or painful, especially if we relate it to the loss of a loved one. However, change in the form of creation of a new life is a glorious and wonderful thing. We sometimes choose change, and other times it's forced upon us. For the last few months, and still present this evening, by the seating and the limited crowd capacity tonight, we are living under change that was imposed for the safety and security of all. I know that a small amount of time for students' educational opportunities were lost for the 2019-20 school year. Personally, our lives were turned upside down from the norm. This upheaval of the norm slowed life down and gave me the opportunity to reflect and reevaluate. Personally, I was blessed, being given the time that previously did not exist to spend with my graduate doing other things that we love. We were given a look at what was most important in our lives. Recently, in church, a pastor touched on such a passage about Israelites wandering the wilderness and being led to the promised land, one of milk and honey. The group of wanderers sent forth scouts to seek out the land. The scouts returned and had differing stories. One scout reported that the land was inhabited by other large tribes and giants, and they were afraid. The other scouts returned and stated that the promise is true. There lies the land of milk and honey, right for our taking. The scouts that returned, seeing that the promise of God was about to be fulfilled, were full of faith. Graduates, please note that change will and has the ability to affect our mindset. Leaving here today, you will forever be changed, but it is up to you to have the correct vision and mindset for yourself and the others around you to face the changes of tomorrow. Choose which scout you're going to be and how you will return. Please note that my love for this class at this moment will never change. May God bless each and every one of you, and congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Keller. Ms. Johnson will now perform Go Light Your World.
And I just want to say to you all first, y'all have no idea how much we've missed y'all. And as I sing this song tonight, as Mr. Keller talked about change, there's been a lot of change. But one thing that we as teachers, and we've got a room of teachers that are out there cheering for you all right now, but what we've hoped to do is to pour into you all. We've hoped to give you light, whether it was in math or social studies or personal finance or culinary or whatever. We've hoped to give you some light. And the bottom line was, we hope to give you some light in relationships. We love y'all so much. And so tonight, we're going to encourage you to take that light and go light your world. There is a candle in every soul, some brightly burning, some dark and cold. There is a spirit who brings a fire, ignites a candle, and makes his home. So carry your candle, run to the darkness, seek out the hopeless, confused and torn. Hold out your candle for all to see it. Take your candle and go light your world. Take your candle and go light your world. Frustrated brother, see how he's tried to light his own candle some other way. See now your sister, she's been robbed and lied to, still holds a candle without a flame. So carry your candle, run to the darkness, seek out the lonely, the tired and worn. Hold out your candle for all to see it. Take your candle and go light your world. Take your candle and go light your world. 'Cause we are a family whose hearts are blazing. So let's raise our candles and light up the sky, praying to our Father in the name of Jesus. Make us a beacon through darkest time. So carry your candle, run to the darkness, seek out the hopeless, confused and torn. Hold out your candle for all to see it. Take your candle and go light your world. Carry your candle, run to the darkness, hopeless, confused and torn. Hold out your candle for all to see it. Take your candle, go light your world. Take your candle and go light your world.
Thank you, Ms. Johnson. Now it is time for the reflection video created by Ms. Bangert. Would you please direct your attention to the screen?
Street lights lighting up a main street stretch. A car flies by full of high school kids. There was a time I'd be right there with them. And a memory flashes through my mind to the baseball games of Friday nights. We were messing around, we were up to no good. We were too damn young to be understood. But the hands of time have took control and pulled us from the days of gold. So if you weren't there to see it, you should know. We used to run this town, we used to burn it down. Yeah, the whole place stopped when a few good friends threw caution to the wind. You might not know it now, these are my stomping grounds. Yeah, the time flies by and it don't seem to slow down. But we used to run this town, we used to run run this town. We were the first to know and the last to care. There were rumors about us everywhere. There were things we'd talk about you couldn't pay us to bring up now. We left our mark on this place, left some scars we can't erase. And now the faces, they've all changed, but they won't forget our names. No, they won't forget our names. 'Cause we used to run this town, we used to burn it down. Yeah, the whole place stopped when a few good friends threw caution to the wind. And you might not know it now, these are my stomping grounds. Yeah, the time flies by and it don't seem to slow down. Street lights lighting up a main street stretch. A car flies by full of high school kids. There was a time I'd be right there with them. And a memory flashes through my mind to the baseball games of Friday nights. We were messing around, we were up to no good. We were too damn young to be understood. But the hands of time have took control and pulled us from the days of gold. So if you weren't there to see it, you should know. We used to run this town, we used to burn it down. Yeah, the whole place stopped when a few good friends threw caution to the wind. You might not know it now, these are my stomping grounds. Yeah, the time flies by and it don't seem to slow down. But we used to run this town, we used to run this town. We were the first to know and the last to care. There were rumors about us everywhere. There were things we'd talk about you couldn't pay us to bring up now. We left our mark on this place, left some scars we can't erase. And now the faces, they've all changed, but they won't forget our names. No, they won't forget our names. 'Cause we used to run this town, we used to burn it down. Yeah, the whole place stopped when a few good friends threw caution to the wind. And you might not know it now, these are my stomping grounds. Yeah, the time flies by and it don't seem to slow down. We used to run this town, we used to burn it down. Yeah, the whole place stopped when a few good friends threw caution to the wind. You might not know it now, these are my stomping grounds. Yeah, the time flies by and it don't seem to slow down. But we used to run this town, we used to run this town. But we used to run this town, we used to run this town. Yeah, run this town. We used to run this town, we used to burn it down. Yeah, the whole place stopped when a few good friends threw caution to the wind. You might not know it now, these are my stomping grounds. Yeah, the time flies by and it don't seem to slow down. But we used to run this town, used to run this town. Knowing you can't hide what you left behind.
Thank you, Ms. Bangert. Now I would like to introduce the valedictorians that will be giving the commencement address tonight. Caitlin Alcorn and Alexis Jordan.
I never thought that I would be emotional about all this. I never thought that I would get teary-eyed at the thought of leaving. I never thought that I would wish and pray that this wasn't over, that it hadn't gone by so fast. But I am, and I do. These last 4 years have been the best and worst times of my life, but I'm so equally thankful for both. And I hope most of you can say the same. I have learned so many lessons these last few years, and every experience that I've had here has taught me something new about myself. Where I am today, who I am today, is because of all of you, and I'm so blessed for that. But that's enough looking back. Today, I want to focus on the future and where everyone here is headed. I want to talk about all of the amazing and tremendous things that each of us can and will do with our lives. I want to speak about how each of us will grow and change into the people that we are meant to be. Each and every one of you has the potential to do something great with your lives, whatever that may be, and whatever greatness may mean to you. Any path you choose, any road you head down, I hope that it brings you joy and content, and most of all, that it leaves a positive and meaningful impact on this world. We are the future. We are tomorrow's doctors, nurses, politicians, cops, teachers, business owners, Marines, parents, and so much more. Set your eyes on that. No matter how hard things get, remember that you are the future. I hope that each of you finds your passion and lives each day to your fullest potential. I hope that all of you achieve your dreams and so much more. And I wish nothing but happiness and success for every single one of you. And one more thing before I let Lexi talk. Don't let anyone ever stop you from achieving your dreams. No one sets your limitations but you. I don't care who tells you that you aren't smart enough, aren't strong enough, aren't patient enough, aren't good enough to achieve your dreams. Because with the right amount of drive, ambition, and courage, you all can do anything you set your minds to.
So, Clearwater graduating class of 2020, I encourage you to go out and do great things. We are the future, and there is nothing holding you back. Don't let high school be the end of your story. Theodore Roosevelt said, "You can do anything if you just believe, and you're halfway there." Fellow graduates, take those words of advice from Mr. Roosevelt. Believe in your ability to achieve whatever your heart desires and back it with sheer determination and hard work. Through this, nearly anything is possible. Many tasks are halfway completed the moment that you have faith in yourself. I am so grateful that I was able to grow up with all of you and tackle life's challenges. Each and every one of you has so much potential to go out and to change the world. Now, changing the world can be done here in our little small town or halfway across the country. You can make a difference, and I beg you not to let anyone change that. I encourage you to have the attitude of when someone says you cannot do something, turn around and tell them you can. You are only capable of what you think you can do. I never thought we would say goodbye this way, and really, it's a bittersweet goodbye. As we sit here next to one another, we don't know what life has in store for all of us, and this is the last time that the Clearwater graduating class of 2020 will all be in the same room. While, of course, there are class reunions and some will stay in touch, never again will we all be in the same room together. So with that being said, my fellow classmates, I want to say thank you for all the good times and the not so good times, for sharing the laughs and the tears. And I can't wait to see where life takes each and every one of you, because you can and you will do great things in life. So once again, thank you for making an impact on my life, because without all of you, I wouldn't be who I am today, and you can go out and make impacts on other people's lives as well.
Our next speaker is Elijah Fleming.
There have been many great memories that we have all had. In the last 12 years, there have been times that we'll never forget because of the pure joy we got from it. I'm not here to talk about that. This is more serious. We've all been through pain. We've all been confused and lost. We don't know what to do, especially when it seems like we can't do anything. That's one of the worst feelings. We run for answers, avoid it, or do things that we know are going to hurt us in the long run, but take the pain away in the moment. I've done it. My friends have done it. We get so consumed that we stop caring about what's important, whether it be our education, relationships, or even our own health. I'm not here to bum you guys out, but I got to be real with you guys, because real life isn't always easy. We can't let these times of trouble control our lives or become our lives. I know it's easy to keep falling once we start. We can't be stagnant, even though that seems like that is the only option. We must keep pushing and hustling, or we will never recover. We can't let fear control us. You cannot give up on yourself, because you only live life once. We don't want to go to our graves with regrets or dreams that never became real life, that they just stayed as dreams. What's the point of living your life if you live 6 feet down the whole time? You might be breathing, but that doesn't mean you're truly living. If you want a great life, you have to put in a great amount of effort. If you want something in life, you have to go and get it. We know it's hard to even get up some days, but we have to and give it all that day. There's this great metaphor for life that Will Smith once said. You don't try to build a wall. You don't set out to build a wall. You don't say, I'm going to build the biggest, baddest, greatest wall that's ever been built. You don't start there. You say, I'm going to lay this brick as perfectly as this brick can be laid. There will not be one brick on the face of this earth that is going to be laid better than this brick that I'm going to lay in the next 10 minutes. And you do that every single day, and soon you will have a wall. He's saying that the bricks are the small advancements towards your dream, and the wall is your dream. Don't worry about the big picture, but make progress every day. You can't waste your time worrying about wasted time. It won't get you anywhere in life. We might have wasted years of our life, but it doesn't matter. We have today. We can start to move forward. You can't let your past get in your way. You are a new person every day. Don't be weak. If you give up, then your demons win, and everybody that wants to see you fail will laugh in your face. I don't know about you, but that's my greatest fear. We have hope, though. We live in one of the greatest times to be alive. It might not seem like that right now. I understand why people would think that, but bear with me for a second. If you want to know practically anything, you can just pull it up on your phone in seconds. If you want to be taught a trade of almost any kind, you can easily find someone that can teach you. It all takes effort and dedication, though. You can't practice guitar for a week and expect to be Jimi Hendrix. Every successful person has put in the work to become successful. They discipline themselves every day to keep working on their dreams. They understood that to be rich, famous, or powerful, you have to stay working. Nobody's going to do it for you. You must do it. They have and had hard times just like us, but they didn't let that stop them. They knew that they must overcome whatever hard time lies before them. You have to think like them. You have to put yourself in the mindset that you are stronger than any struggle before you, that you are more powerful than your problems. Your mentality about life is what will make or break you. You must believe in yourself even when it is hard. Don't let your fear destroy you from becoming what you've dreamed about. Keep your nose on the grindstone.
Our next speaker is J.C. Kaiser.
Class of 2020, I have to say that I am honored to speak on your behalf. With these last 13 years behind us, I feel like I owe you all a word of thanks. So thank you to the classmates that made high school great, to every teacher that guided us, and to every staff member that worked tirelessly behind the scenes. Thank you to our parents, our grandparents, and our guardians who stayed up late at the kitchen table trying to help with homework, mine, math. Thank you to all of the frontline workers, the first responders, and everyone on the first lines who risk their lives every day to ensure a safe and healthy world as we know it. In times like this, we learn to find gratitude in things we thought were normal, such as going to school, seeing our friends, and even learning in person. And now that our school years are over, we miss getting the chance to say thank you. Our education would not have been complete without the blessings and opportunities we have been given by the community. We are thankful for the opportunity to go forward from this time and place to pursue our individual dreams. As individuals, we would not have been prepared to face the brave new world that beckons us. But with the support and the guidance of each other, our families, and the entire school community, we have a solid foundation from which to prosper. We promise those who have sacrificed on our behalf, and we will not waste their efforts. Our educators and the community were not always able to protect us from every storm that life set in front of us, but they never hesitated to offer an umbrella. I conclude with a quote from John F. Kennedy. As we express our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by them. We need to remember to thank the people around us. Without the support from the community and the people we hold close to our hearts, we wouldn't be here today. And as we leave the gymnasium this evening, we must remember to live a life of giving thanks. So thank you, and may God bless you, Clearwater High School.
Our next speaker is Perla Mendiola.
Hello. As most of you know, I have had the privilege to work at our local Mexican restaurant, Tequila's. Working as a waitress and cashier has given me a taste of this real world that everyone talks about. Every conversation, each person, and every day has taught me something. I would like to share 3 conversations I have had with our customers this past week that I think taught me a life lesson. The first conversation goes a little like this. Hello, how's 3 ice waters and a white waiter, please. Sure, they'll be right back with your waters. Their statement caught me by surprise. Things like these don't happen too often in our lovely town of Piedmont, do they? Well, usually not as upfront as this was. Racism is a big issue, whether you recognize it or not. Living life through a different color of skin makes a big difference in today's society. My next conversation was with a hangry lady. Ma'am, excuse me, ma'am. Yes? I have been waiting to be seated for like 25 minutes. Yes, I understand that, but I can see like 3 open tables from here. Right, but in order to maintain this new social distancing, I have to keep those tables open so that no one is too close to the other person. Ugh, it's not like I have the virus. The famous COVID-19. I personally did not think it was going to get as serious as it did, but boy, did it get serious and real fast. The coronavirus spread a wave of uncertainty that closed many businesses, including Tequila's. We finally reopened our dining area after 10 long weeks. Our community was more than happy to have us back, but those from larger cities were quite demanding. The hangry lady reminded me that when we leave here today, no one is going to be as patient as they have been here at Clearwater. Not only did she teach me about this short patience, but she reminded me that not everyone reacts the same to new situations. Our little town was extremely humbled after quarantine. We realized the many things that we took for granted. Others didn't. The last conversation I want to share with you today was probably the highlight of this week. Shoot, I forgot to ask for no onions on your dish. Hey, it's all right. I know you're busy. Plus, I can just pick them off. No problem. Seriously. That guy answered with such great sincerity. He was so patient, so kind. After the 2 other conversations I had, I wasn't in the mood. But all it took was one person to recognize that we all make mistakes. It took one person, one good conversation to make my week. Dear class of 2020, instead of judging people by the way that they look or focusing on your own selfish desires, be the person who thinks about someone else. Choose to accept that we are all human, that we all make mistakes. Learn to forgive those who don't understand what it's like to live in your skin. Learn to work harder than you did yesterday. Learn to count every blessing, however small it may be. Each conversation, however small it may be. Gracias.
Our last speaker, Rachel Rodewald.
There are always so many things to say when it comes to graduation speeches, reminiscing on fond memories, speaking of appreciation for teachers we've had along the way, offering inspiring words for the future. But in the wise words of Coach Moore, go, go, go. So I'll only take a quick moment to express my gratitude. There has always been so much time and effort invested by others in our journey. Our coaches, our teachers, our faculty and staff, and the members of this community. Hours spent tutoring outside of class, practices, and long bus rides home from games, especially with a bunch of smelly, sweaty kids. And even the smallest of things that can mean the world, like a smile or a word of encouragement on a rough day. But most of all, thank you to our mothers, our fathers, our grandparents, and those who we call family that have supported and loved us throughout the years. Even though this is our night to celebrate success, we should take a moment to think of those who have stood behind us and were constant pillars of strength in times of struggle. We stand here today because of you. We can never say thank you enough. Thank you.
Thank you, and congratulations to our top graduates. Please welcome Superintendent Deborah Hand for the presentation of Class of 2020.
Mr. Seal, these students have met all of the requirements as set forth by the Missouri Department of Elementary and Secondary Education and the Clearwater R1 School District. I now present the Class of 2020 to receive their diplomas and confer on them the title of graduate. Caitlin Taylor Alcorn. Morgan Diana Kreitz. Elijah Steele Fleming. Elizabeth Flavia Gronsky. Alexis Ann Jordan. JC Aaron Kaiser. Perla Nicole Mendiola. Cheyenne Nicole Peck. Rachel Ida Rowald. Gage Michael Keller. Ian Robert Abrams. Veronica Rose Alford. Lindsay Nicole Allen. Jacob Louis Abishan. John Robert Baker. David Christopher Barth. Trenton Jean Bass. Trevor Dale Bass. Autumn Nicole Beard. Zoe Alexis Bell. Tabitha Ray Bescher. Justin Riley Brushhouse. Nakota Tequila Caskey. Jerica Brianna Chilton. Nicole Ann Clinton. Hope Olivia Coomer. Andrew Lawrence Cotter. Clarissa McKay Courtway. G. Michael Davidson. Caitlin Leanne Davis. Dakota Steelhorse Dickerson. McKenna Nicole Dickinson. Jackson Lee Weldon Eaton. Jonathan Cody Elliott. Tierra Nicole Fancher. Samuel Roy Edward Faulkner. Carson Eli Fay. Jessica Leanna Fink. Taylor Elaine Freeze. Nicholas Matthew Garling. Bailey Lane Giovando Gooch. Austin Matthew Grimes. Taylor Wayne Hicks. Jeremiah Riley Hills. Amy Elizabeth Grace Holmes. Mason Lee Hoover. Andrew LeVar Howard. Ethan Thomas Jameson. Hannah Jo Genowine. Amaya Elizabeth Keel. Dakota Lynn King. Taylor Morgan Kirk. Elizabeth May Lindley. Ty Samuel Martin. Lexi Marie McCullum. Cassidy Daytona McCormick. Nicholas Ray Middleton. Breeze Anna Lynn Montgomery. Dakota Wayne William Moss. Nicholas Cole Norris. Ethan Lee Peppers. Patrick Eugene Peppers. Brittany Michelle Phillips. Clara Elizabeth Gale Pruitt. Jacoby Michael Reiner. Teodoro Rivas III. Jason Lynn Robinson. Ricky Austin Skaggs. Ethan Michael Sides. Hubert Dennis Wayne Stark. Tyler Allen Tubbs. Seth Joseph Ward. Dalton Ray Warwick. Hunter Neil Watkins. Christopher David Westbrook. Jacob Dominic Williams. Ladies and gentlemen, I proudly present to you the graduating class of 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, graduates, we ask that everyone please remain at your seats while the graduates are dismissed from the gym. Guests will be released from the gym systematically after the graduates have exited. Congratulations, graduates.